Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if I told you that a single penny could be worth more than an entire mansion, a yacht, or even some private islands? What if I told you that a simple 1975 1-cent coin, often overlooked in drawers, pockets, and old coin jars, could have a jaw-dropping face value of $53 million? Yes, you heard that right, $53 million. This isn't just a myth passed along by avid coin collectors whispering in numismatic corners. This is a tale that has captivated the imagination of treasure hunters, historians, and everyday people alike. And today, we're about to dive headfirst into one of the most compelling mysteries in American coin history, the story of the 1975 USA 1-cent coin. To understand the allure behind this unassuming piece of copper, we must first step back into the heart of the 1970s. The year was 1975. America was in the midst of transformation. The Vietnam War had just ended, the Watergate scandal had unraveled the presidency, and a sense of change permeated every aspect of society. Amid this national upheaval, the U.S. Mint continued its task of producing billions of coins to fuel the economic engine of the country. Among these coins was the humble penny, featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and resilience. Denver, one of the key mints of the United States, had its machines operating at full throttle. The D Mint mark on coins represented more than just a place, it symbolized craftsmanship, precision, and reliability. But somewhere in the flood of copper coins that year, something happened. A mystery was born. Rumors began to swirl that one particular batch of 1975 D pennies had been struck under unusual circumstances, or perhaps with a different set of dies. Some said it was a printing error, others a mistrike, and some even believed it to be an experimental run never intended to be released to the public. Whatever the truth, the 1975 D penny quickly became the subject of lore. Only a handful of these coins were said to exist. Theories abounded about their origin. Some suggested they were test pieces created for internal use only, while others thought they were made using rare alloys never authorized for general circulation. Still, others whispered about shadowy government insiders who released the coins into circulation either as a mistake or a calculated decision meant to escape oversight. What made this story even more tantalizing was the near impossibility of verifying its truth. No official documents ever surfaced. No press releases acknowledged the anomaly. Yet whispers persisted. Collectors began trading notes, watching auctions, scouring flea markets, estate sales, and old jars in search of the elusive coin. And when a few of these 1975 D pennies began to appear in high-profile private collections, the value associated with them skyrocketed. Each time one surfaced, it fetched astronomical figures, culminating in the now famous appraisal that placed one particular specimen's value at $53 million. Why $53 million? How could something so small and seemingly insignificant command such a colossal price? The answer lies not just in rarity, but in story, symbolism, and speculation. Rare coins derive their value from several factors: minting errors, historical significance, material composition, and the legends surrounding them. The 1975 D 1-cent coin hit every note. The mystery surrounding its creation lent it an air of intrigue. Its scarcity gave it exclusivity. And its potential origins connected it to a deeper narrative of governmental secrecy and numismatic enigma. As time passed, the legend grew. Numismatic forums lit up with theories and tips. Some claimed to have seen one but lost it. Others swore they had inherited a coin collection from a relative who worked at the Denver Mint, and among the coins was a curious 1975 penny that felt different. Heavier. Shinier. Slightly off-center. Something not quite right, and yet undeniably fascinating. Stories poured in from every corner of the country. A man in Michigan claimed he used one to pay for a coffee back in the 80s, never knowing what he held in his hand. A woman in Texas said she'd found one in her grandmother's old biscuit tin but mistakenly donated the tin to a local thrift store. Another tale told of a collector in California who had three, but his house burned down in a wildfire, and the coins were lost forever. In each story, whether based in truth or fantasy, the 1975 D penny was more than just a coin. It was a symbol of the missed opportunity, the treasure that got away. It transformed the act of checking change into a daily lottery. People began scrutinizing their coins with magnifying glasses, reading up on mint marks and coin weights. A new generation of amateur numismatists was born, each hoping to find the holy grail in their pocket change. The mystique of the 1975 penny only intensified when stories emerged of private offers being made for verified coins. Secret auctions, whispered deals, and even attempted forgeries added to the drama. Coin experts, wary of fraud, developed increasingly sophisticated methods for authenticating the real ones, checking for metal composition, strike anomalies, even die alignment. But with no official standard to compare against, each authentication became part science, part art, and part leap of faith. By the early 2000s, the buzz around the coin reached fever pitch. Collectors began paying for advertisements in newspapers, asking readers to check their change. Websites were created specifically to track sightings of 1975 pennies that matched the rumored specs. Even television shows dedicated to treasure hunting and antiques began featuring segments on the coin. The culture of collecting, mixed with the thrill of the unknown, turned the 1975 penny into something almost mythical. Yet, despite all the hype, the number of verified 1975 pennies linked to the $53 million valuation remains incredibly small, perhaps fewer than 5 worldwide. Each known specimen is stored under maximum security, insured for amounts that rival some of the world's most expensive artwork. They're not just coins anymore, they're relics. Artifacts of a moment in history shrouded in mystery, speculation, and monetary fascination. What drives someone to value a penny at $53 million? The answer lies in the psychology of collecting, the thrill of the chase, and the power of story. People love the idea of the underdog, of the overlooked object being secretly priceless. The 1975 penny represents the dream that the ordinary could be extraordinary. That maybe, just maybe, the next time you empty your pocket, you might find not just a coin, but a piece of history. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue that the valuation is based on hype, that the stories are more fiction than fact, and that the true value of the coin is whatever someone is willing to pay, nothing more, nothing less. But even skeptics can't deny the impact the coin has had on the culture. It has inspired countless to take a second look at the mundane, to question official narratives, and to find magic in the everyday. Every now and then, rumors emerge of a new sighting. A forgotten coin jar discovered in a deceased relative's attic. A coin that doesn't quite match the others in weight or luster. Each new rumor breathes life back into the legend. And so the cycle continues: hope, speculation, investigation, and occasionally, discovery. The story of the 1975 1-cent coin is not just about numismatics, it's about curiosity, human nature, and the belief that hidden treasures still exist in the most unlikely of places. It's about the bridge between history and mystery, fact and folklore. It's a story that invites you not just to listen, but to participate. Because the next legendary coin could be sitting quietly in your pocket, waiting to be found. So next time you're handed change, take a moment. Look closely. That unassuming penny might just be more than copper and zinc. It might be a key to one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in coin history. It might be a 1975 worth $53 million. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's most fascinating coin mysteries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another incredible story. Your next great discovery could be just a click or a coin away.